Is Shazam really worth watching? What's up, my fellow moviegoers? Chris back here in the movie chair, and Warner Brothers and DC have actually released their next superhero movie, Shazam. First time Shazam has ever been made for the big screen like this, and I actually got a chance to go out and see it, and I actually want to share my thoughts to you guys. Did I like it? Did I not like it? What were the good parts, bad parts? And answer the big question that a lot of people probably want to know, is this movie actually worth watching? So let's not waste any more time, let's get cracking with the knacking, and if you do not know that much about Shazam, let me just tell you a little bit about the story. It's about a kid named Billy Batson, 14 years old. Abandoned by his mother at a state fair. Not really abandoned, I should say. He actually just gets lost. But the fact is, he can't find his mother, and he spends a lot of his life trying to find his mother while he runs away from foster homes. He gets put into a new foster home, and while he's there, after he, does something very heroic, the wizard, Shazam, actually finds him and decides that he's going to be the new Shazam. Now, when you go to see this, you might see that the story is not going to be something that you have seen here recently with the DCEU, in regards that it's not exactly a really serious dark tone film. This film is very lighthearted, and it's actually very, very self-aware that it is a superhero movie, because Billy Batson, once he gets his powers and he's with his foster brother, I guess you want to say, Freddy, and he shows him that he is Shazam, they do what typical 14-year-olds do if you get something like that. And what do? They start testing out all of the powers, seeing what can he do? Can he fly? Is he bulletproof? What kind of strength does he have? Blah, 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 blah. And making videos of it and posting it up on YouTube, stuff like that. And, it's kind of like really real. That's a typical 14-year-old. A 14-year-old is not going to be very mature when it comes to getting powers like that. So he's very childlike with it, which is a big part of the story in a way, because you actually see him come with maturity and find out, kind of like in the Spider-Man world, that when you have powers like this, you can't joke around and horse around with it. You have to take it seriously, and you have to be responsible with it, which is probably where I've seen some people say, oh, they're copying Spider-Man, but that's pretty much the big kind of thing that you see with the connection to Spider-Man. Jack Dillon, who plays Freddy, and Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson, they actually were really, really good. I was really impressed with the acting abilities of these two young kids, because, a lot of times when you get kids as acting, you don't really get the kind of emotion and stuff from it, but you really, really feel enough emotion for them at times in the movie, especially when Freddy is talking about how he feels kind of envious of Billy because Billy has the abilities of Shazam, and Freddy always wanted that because Freddy is disabled, and he's really wanted people to pay attention to him and look at him, and he feels neglected. You feel so much heart from him, and you can actually feel you feel a good bond between them, and it was really a special moment at times when you felt that with these kids. And Zachary Levi did a pretty good job as Shazam. I hadn't really seen much of his stuff before this movie, and he offered his comedic timing and stuff. He was very good, and once again, when it came to him and Freddy interacting with each other, it still felt like Billy Batson interacting with him, because they did a good job, having, even though whether he's Shazam or he's Billy, the personality and stuff is still there. They did a real good job of capturing that, and you could actually really believe that Billy Batson was there the entire time. You didn't feel like it was two different people talking or interacting with Freddy at that time. And the character of Dr. Thaddeus in this thing, especially in the beginning when he's still a child, and he is the one that goes to the Palace of the Wizards, that's what I'm going to call it first, and he gets denied the right to become the new Shazam because he failed the test to resist the temptations of the 7 deadly sins. Oh my gosh, him in the car and going pretty much crazy, believing that he is worthy. It was kind of, in a way, it's a little bit unsettling when you see it like that, because he's trying, and his dad is still driving everything. It really felt like a really unsettling moment. But the story does have some good lessons to it when you watch it. I mean, it does teach you about, responsibility and caring for others. And it also teaches the story because if you watch it, Billy Batson has been trying to find his mother, which leaves us the question, why didn't his mother try to come back for him at the state fair when he ran off? You do find out later. But it teaches a lesson that, sometimes we try to go out and we really try to look for the love and the support from that one person in our lives, while totally ignoring the love and support that the people are giving around us that we had all along. And it's just kind of like saying, don't ignore other people in your lives. You need to really appreciate what you have, because sometimes when this thing that you're chasing after, it's not going to be what you expected from it. And the other aspect of this thing is also, family does not have to be a blood relative in your life. The family are the people who are there that are going to love and support you and be by your side no matter what. And You know, that's something Billy has to come to terms with while he's going through his really a maturity process, because he really does become more mature by the end of this movie. But I think the overall central theme of this movie is family, because we follow Billy Batson with his family, foster family, real family. We follow Thaddeus with his brother and his father, and we see how, like, since Thaddeus's brother and father were mean to him, didn't support him, anything like that, that's what drove him to become like a super maniacal evil person who wanted to gain power to try to prove himself. While as with Billy Batson, he is always surrounded with the love and support from his foster family that he doesn't appreciate, but it does help him become a better human being and a better hero. I believe there are some things that they could have worked on in this film. For instance, I do believe they kind of relied a little bit too heavily on the discovering the superpowers thing, because that bit kind of went on for a while with Billy, you know, finding out what he can do, and like the expression, "Oh my god, dude, you have this! Oh my god, dude, you have that!" And it's just kind of, you know, it was good for the first couple of minutes, but they could have gotten that out of the way pretty quick. And they even go back to it later on in the film during the final fight scene, when, I don't want to give anything away with that, but they do go back to it, and it's kind of like it doesn't have the same effect anymore, because you've already seen it. They really didn't have to go and do that once again. I understand why they did it, but they really didn't have to. And the visual effects in this movie did look pretty good too. The 7 Deadly Sins did look pretty cool. It's kind of like, I don't know why they just chose to make them like these like oozing, goozing, gross monsters. They could have added a little bit more originality, personality to them, because it was really hard to keep track at times which one of those creatures represented which 7 deadly sins. You can tell some of them, like Gluttony, because he's like this big fat thing with a huge mouth, obviously, blah. But with envy, lust, stuff like that, you really can't tell which one it's supposed to be associated with. And I wish they would have added a little bit more detail and design to it, so that we could say, okay, that's envy, oh, that's lust, oh, that's blah blah. But the actual fight scenes between Thaddeus and Shazam, they look pretty good. I can't really complain too much about it. They weren't too overdrawn either. They really didn't go to the lengths as, you know, maybe Man of Steel when Zod and Superman were fighting each other, because that did go on a little bit too long. This fight scenes in these movies, they kept it pretty short and sweet. I did enjoy the film. I did get a good couple of laughs out of it, and it really held my interest as I was watching it. And I would probably watch it again too, to see stuff that I missed or whatever. Where does it rank with me in the DCEU? I don't think it's up there as high as I would say Wonder Woman or Aquaman, because I thought Aquaman was had a lot of imagination to it and a lot of stuff that really was we haven't really seen before. Whereas this one, we've seen a lot of the stuff from Shazam in the movie so far, whether it's be from Spider-Man or some other stuff. But it's still like a good film to just have fun with, just pretty much, yeah, like you can have fun while you're watching this film. And I think that was the whole purpose of it as well. It's just a good, fun superhero film to remind us that, superhero films, they can be serious, but they don't always have to be serious. They don't always have to be dark. They can be lighthearted and fun this way. So to answer the question, should you go see Shazam? Is Shazam worth watching? I say absolutely yeah. You should really try to go watch Shazam in the movie theater. I think you'll have a great time. Go with your friends, and you guys will have fun just having a nice little bit of a popcorn flick. For everybody else out there who has already seen Shazam, what did you guys think of it? Did you enjoy Shazam? What were some of your favorite parts in the film? Please tell me about it down in the comment section below, because hey, that is what it is there for. And please also, if you enjoyed this, please remember to give it a like and also to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with all the upcoming videos I will be doing, which includes movie reviews, top 10, and movie trailer reactions. And if you want to catch up on a past movie trailer reaction I did, why don't you check out this one for Joker. Alright my friends, that's all the time we have for today. I'll be seeing you guys later, and I'll save you a movie chair for the next video.